So this video is a highly requested one. I apologize if it's not totally relevant to all of you because many of you may not be interested in braces and maybe just kind of over that whole thing. But for me personally, it's been a big part of my adulthood because, as I said in my original video, I went through a failed Invisalign course. And that was a really bad experience. So if you want to hear more about my thoughts about Invisalign, then you can check out my first video here. So then right before starting my new job in the fall, or actually in the summer, in the month of August, I got Incognito braces. And Incognito braces are lingual braces, so they go on the inside of your teeth instead of the outside, but otherwise they look sort of like traditional braces, except the materials they're made with are slightly different. So the braces that, the brackets that actually get attached to your teeth are made from gold. So before I talk more about my experience with Incognito and my thoughts on it so far, let me just show you some before and after pictures. So the first set of pictures you're about to see are what my teeth look like before I got the braces put on. Then you'll see some pictures right after I got the braces put on, and then you will see some photos of my teeth now. So from August until March, it's been a total of 7 months that I've had the braces on. It's gone by really fast, and I've been told that my course of treatment can range up to 18 months, but will continue to sort of evaluate how my teeth are doing up until then, so it may be that I will get them off before that. I'm just really thrilled, like when I do think about it, with how far I've come in really quite a short period of time. I would say that my teeth started to appear straight or close to straight about 3 or 4 months in. That's when my two teeth right here started to sort of move back and create that straighter, more aligned appearance rather than that really crowded look that I used to have, which really makes all the difference. I feel a lot more confident smiling. Not that I didn't smile before I had braces or before I had straighter teeth, but it just is a really good feeling to sort of smile and not feel my lips catching on my crowded teeth. It's a really small little detail, but I think sort of subconsciously that sort of gives me confidence on a daily basis to have that feeling of like pulling back my lips and sort of remembering that my teeth are much straighter now than they have ever been. I never ever achieved these types of results when I was on Invisalign, even though I had those braces on for years. They moved my teeth very slightly, but not enough to create any kind of visual difference or results. So that's just kind of how I feel with how far I've come. Just to say, the aim here is not to create perfect Hollywood teeth. I'm not actually sure that I would want that. I want a smile that is true to myself. According to my orthodontist, the braces may fix my bite a little bit, just to make it a little bit better, so my teeth sort of fit together as a set a little bit more perfectly, but it will not create drastic results. So I actually have a class 2 division 2 underbite, so my top teeth are forward compared to my lower teeth, but it doesn't affect my biting or sleeping or chewing or anything like that, or speaking at all. So it's not an actual problem. It's just that my teeth, like many other people's teeth, are not meant to be perfect without very serious intervention and surgery and veneers and all of that, and that's definitely not what I want or have signed up for. I just want teeth that fit together in a healthy way and appear visually straight. That's what I've always wanted, and I'm so thrilled with the Incognito system because it's finally achieving those results for me. The biggest downside to Incognito, I would say, is the lisp. I think it's decreased dramatically over time. When I occasionally mention it to friends that's the reason why I have a very slight lisp on some letters, they think that that's just kind of the way I speak, and they don't think it's weird at all. But I know that I have a little bit of a lisp. I can hear it compared to my normal voice before I had braces. So I think for some people the lisp will go away completely, 100%, you'll just adjust. I had a worse lisp for the first month, and then I adjusted, and now it's down to, for me, like this very, very minimal little thing on some letters. It's a little bit worse when I get my braces adjusted. A few days after, it's almost like not on the day that I get my braces adjusted, but on the sort of 2 or 3 day mark, I'll have a little bit of soreness. It lasts about, I would say, 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes I'll take some Advil, use some wax, eat soft foods. It's really not a big deal. That said, I do have a very high pain threshold, but I would not qualify it as real pain, just kind of a soreness from your teeth sort of suddenly moving. And then I'll have a little bit of a more pronounced lisp during that time, and then it will just fade very quickly and return back to normal until the next month when I have my adjustment again. Just to disclose, my orthodontist is Dr. Suzuki on West Broadway. He's not paying me, giving me a discount, or any kind of sponsorship of any kind to talk about this in this video. He actually doesn't know that I make YouTube videos, so I just sort of wanted to share this with you guys because there was definitely a time in my life when I was desperately looking out there for other solutions than Invisalign, which had totally failed me, and a time before that when I was searching for any option to align my teeth as an adult because I didn't feel all that comfortable given that I was first in university and now working as a lawyer with traditional braces. And that's each to their own. I truly admire and give props to people who will get regular braces at any age of life or stage of life. I think that's awesome, and I think it's also more and more accepted. Other than that, cleaning them is the second worst part after the lisp, I would say, because it can be fairly challenging. You cannot floss traditionally at all. So just to show you quickly how I take care of my braces on a daily basis, I use an Oral-B Braun toothbrush. This is vibrating. It's got a little bit of toothpaste gunk on it. I'm sorry to remember that I was going to show you this, but you can see it just sort of vibrates and gets my teeth really clean, which is great. The step up from this, I'm told by my orthodontist, is a Sonic Care, but it's pretty expensive and I just haven't decided to invest in it quite yet. I may at some point, however. I've heard really great things about it. And then instead of flossing, this is probably the most important thing. It's called a Waterpik water flosser. It's fairly unglamorous in that it sort of pushes all the food out from in between your teeth and in your braces, and you just kind of see it. You lean over while you're doing it over the sink and you see all of those bits of food flowing out. I know that sounds really gross, but it's also kind of weirdly satisfying, and it leaves your teeth really, really clean and gets everything out. And I'm happy to say that I have not had a single cavity since I've had my braces on. I'm not naturally very prone to cavities, but I was very afraid that because of the sort of deficient cleaning process that I'm using every day, that isn't the traditional, you know, floss and brush method, that I would really have issues and have a lot of problems with cavities, but that has not been the case, touch wood, and so I'm really happy with that. It makes me that much more confident to recommend the Incognito system to you because it has not negatively affected my teeth in any way so far. I also haven't had any chipping or damage of my teeth from the braces either. I've not noticed that I've been grinding my teeth any more than I may have before, which is not at all to my knowledge, as a result of it. So that's really, really excellent because you don't want the benefits of having straighter teeth and a better bite to be outweighed by the damage that the braces will cause to your teeth. I think I've mentioned all of the downsides of the Incognito system that you may want to know about and may not otherwise hear about if you don't know somebody or talk to somebody who has had them or has them currently. I would say that the upsides are just the amazing progress in a short amount of time. They're extremely powerful. Think of it, my teeth were so incredibly crowded. Most people's teeth are not that crooked. I really did have a pretty sort of serious issue with crowding and spacing, and these braces created that space and moved everything into much greater alignment, where now they are, to all intents and purposes, they appear straight within a very few months. I would say that the adjustment to them has not been all that bad. Certainly better than I expected it to be, if that makes sense. Just out of common sense, you would think that having something on the inside of your teeth next to your tongue would be very painful, very uncomfortable, and that it would really, really hamper your speech, but I haven't found that that has been my experience. It's not a perfect system in that it will sort of make your speech probably sound a little bit different than it did before for a while, but like I said, I've had a fairly good experience with that, which is great because in my profession I do have to do quite a bit of speaking as a young lawyer. So that is that in terms of those benefits. The obvious benefit is obviously the appearance as well. Hardly anybody ever notices that I have braces. It's really hard to say if people notice because they may not say anything. I would say it's only if I sort of have a really hearty laugh and tilt my head back and push my tongue back somehow that they may be able to see the lower braces that I have. But otherwise, most of the time, your bottom teeth and tongue will cover those parts of the braces, and the top ones are to all intents and purposes, unless you're an acrobat balancing upside down with your mouth open, nobody is going to be able to see them. So, you know, I think that's pretty awesome, and I don't find that it's affected my ability to do anything like chew properly or anything like that on a consistent basis other than when I have adjustments. There are definitely some foods that I try and stay away from because they may damage my braces and they are much harder to chew than they were before, and those are very hard crunchy foods like hard candy, which I don't really like in the first place, chips, very crunchy bread, so they really do stay in place really well, and I don't feel nervous at all when I'm out that, you know, my braces might break and come off or something like that. If they do break, it's just one piece, and then you can just kind of reattach it with some wax, and the rest of your braces will sort of keep that in place. So it's not like you're gonna swallow it or anything scary like that at all. So I think I'm essentially kind of running out of things to say now. If you guys have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. I will definitely do a further update at some point when I have more to say. But for now, I mean, I just feel like it's come such a long way. I'm very excited to share it with you, and that is it. So thank you so much, as always, for following me on my journeys. I consider my YouTube to be a true sort of reflection of what is going on in my life, from my suitwear videos to makeup videos, favorites videos, vlogs like this. It's just kind of me sharing a little bit of my life with you and hopefully helping out in some way with, I don't know, just kind of sharing of information, right? Isn't that what the internet is all about? It is to me, at least. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!